Crypto Bear here, back with another update, and it looks like we are dumping quite hard. So as you can see right here, we broke out of the falling wedge, actually reversed the trend back into an uptrend all the way up to 117k, where we were pushing the resistance levels back into support, but we couldn't manage to do that, and also broke our uptrend. So in the last video I mentioned that if we were gonna break the uptrend, the next levels of support would be around the 111k level, and it looks like we are bouncing very nicely from that support. So the question now is this a fake out, and are we going to go back up, or is this starting to look like a possible end of the bull market, and are we not going to make a higher high? So the most important factor for us to determine our future is that we have to hold these support levels and recover nicely from this, because if we look at the 4-hour chart, we can also see again Bitcoin bounce very nicely on these support levels, and we are looking at a possible inverse head and shoulder structure with the left shoulder, the head, and then the right shoulder. So depending on the bounce, if we're recovering nicely, this structure looks to be confirmed and we can reclaim a potential higher high. However, if we do not hold these support levels, this pattern is invalidated and things aren't really looking that good. So if we also take a look at the daily, obviously we broke out of the ascending wedge, broke down, we retested it, then broke down again, and we had a short uptrend, which in this case just made a lower high, and now we couldn't break through the resistance and are going lower again. So the target here from the ascending wedge is around the 103k level. So if we're going to be hitting these levels, we could also say that we have confirmed the breakout of the ascending wedge, and this would yet be another signal that we might not continue the uptrend. So lastly, taking a look at the weekly charts, of course, we are still nicely trading within this pattern here. However, we have broken this midsection, and if we actually start seeing candles hit the lower line at around 99k, things are looking really bad for us. So quick look at the liquidation heat map also confirms right now the most liquidity is on the downside, and we swept out a bunch of liquidity at the 112k level. So right now, like, we are going to go more down and grab some of this liquidity here and possibly have some more downside action in the short term. ETF inflows also confirm the selling pressure, with us having a 363 million outflow on the 22nd of September. Lastly, keep in mind that the monthly returns on Bitcoin for September are an average of 3.13% in the negative. Right now, we're still sitting at a 4% gain. So as we're nearing the end of September, it could just be that we're simply following the trends of having a relatively neutral month. Then looking at October and November, we could expect that potential final blow. So that is the market update of today. Definitely hit the subscribe button to keep up to date with what Bitcoin is going to be doing next, and I'll see you in the next one.